live on YouTube. So if you go to Dr. Larry White Sr., you will see me live. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great evening, everybody. This is Dr. Larry White Sr. broadcasting live from the Dr. Larry White Sr. Show. And a little different tonight. We're live on YouTube, but as promised, I have my special VIP guest tonight. And before I introduce, and we're live on YouTube, so if you go to Dr. Larry White Sr., you will see me live. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great evening, everybody. This is Dr. Larry White Sr. broadcasting live from the Dr. Larry White Sr. Show. And a little different tonight, my little echo here on YouTube, but as promised, I have my special VIP guest tonight. And before I introduce, YouTube, so if you go to Dr. Larry White
replaying the conversation.
Oh, I know. Preferably now, we can just. I've done YouTube before, however, it goes live and now I had to kill that broadcast. But anyway, I just have one little public announcement to make about last night, and then I can get into our VIP guests. So last night, published my 4th book, When Men Lean In, We All Win. Really excited about it. Sold about 20 copies already. Just want to shout out to Dr. William Scott, Wesley Webb, 100 Black Men for Baltimore, Gerald Moore, Andre James, McKinley Toombs, Dion Banks, Stephen LeBroy, Byron T. Deese, Chef Kendall, Charlemagne McCarter, Brian Keith Bailey, Vince Leggett, and also Wayne Taylor. Amazing book during tough times of the pandemic. A pick up and go get it. VIP Vince Concierge, you can go get it. It's also on Amazon, but don't get it on Amazon because they take 50% of my proceeds. And our VIP guests will know about that.
Yes.
So without further ado, the young lady, I call her young lady, but she's absolutely amazing, that I want to bring to the show today is Dr. Toy Dennis. Welcome to the show, Dr. Toy.
Thank you. Awesome. I'm happy to be here.
Look, I got to tell you, I appreciate you. We had some technical difficulties. As I mentioned, I was not going to allow Satan to have a victory. We are broadcasting live on YouTube, and we'll do the replay on Facebook. And I'm going to also have you back on the show because even though we're live on YouTube, I want to make sure that we get you back. But I really, really appreciate you just hanging in there with me. My inner self was like, give up, try it again. I'm like, no, we've been waiting. Let's get it done. So for Dr. Toy Dennis, for those who may not know exactly who you are, I know you are an author, a mom, life coach, author. I mean, you do so much, but for those who may not know everything about you personally and professionally, tell us a little bit about who Dr. Toy Dennis is.
Well, my name is Dr. Toy Dennis. I am a native of Champaign, Illinois, where I was born and raised. I am a mom of one. I have a daughter. Her name is Genesis. I am an author. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a life coach. I do a variety of different things. I feel like I'm well-rounded when it comes to several things. But for the most part, I'm a woman of God.
Amen. Amen. Again, I've been following you on social media for a while now, and I wanted to get you. I'm intentionally like to connect with like-minded people, or as in one of my books back here, it says like-hearted people. So sometimes the mind ain't right, but the heart, And so I like to brag. I graduated #1 in my class. It was a 6-week course called Intentional Living with John C. Maxwell. And it taught me how to power network with people, but more importantly, it showed me how to connect with great people like yourself, not just having followers, but influencers. So I just want to let you know that you're doing an amazing job out there. I'm proud of you, blessed to be connected with you. And my team will be watching this because I want you to join our mastermind group because we want to come out there to Nashville, which is the fastest growing city in the country. And before the pandemic, which we'll get into that in a little bit, I was headed to Nashville. And then, of course, the COVID-19 pandemic slowed all my travels down. But we are in a pandemic. It's crazy times. You got, protesting going on. We know we got to get out and vote. What have you been doing, Dr. Toy, during the pandemic to keep yourself busy? What have you been up to?
Wow, praying. Trying to stay focused, even though we have all this craziness going on around us. Trying to remain focused, trying to remain stable. I think it's really important that keeping a positive attitude in these times is really important because I see so many other people depressed. I see so many other people going through so many different things because of losing their job or not being able to be in community around people. So I think it's important to keep a positive mindset. No matter what's going on, keep a positive mindset. So that's what I've been doing and praying.
Well, I know that's right. And praying. I was talking to Jackie Mims. Shout out to Jackie Mims. We had our corporate prayer yesterday. I would love for you to join it next month. We do it every first of the month, and we just talked about the power of prayer. And I got on the prayer call yesterday at 7 a.m. Sister Jackie Mims led us in prayer, and I had to call her like 4 hours later. I got a huge blessing, so I had to give her a praise report. So, like you said, nothing like the power of prayer. Which leads me into my next question, Dr. Toy. There's a lot of people out here hurting. People have lost their jobs. The stimulus checks are gone. The PPP loans are gone. And we're in this fourth quarter now, and the unemployment rates is just this high. What kind of advice would you give that entrepreneur that's would like to write a book, would like to start a business, but they was hurting before the pandemic, and then the pandemic came and kind of slowed them down? What encouraging advice, Dr. Toy, would you give our listening audience today to push through and come out better on the other side?
Well, we all have our skills. We all have the things that resources that we can use. Utilizing your resources, staying connected with those who you're already connected to prior to the pandemic. I think because of the lack of funds or not being able to move the way you want to because you're in the house or you feel limited, I believe in this season, and I'm talking about God because that's what I know. That's what motivates me. He's my everything. But in this season, I believe that God has made us quiet or positioned us to be in a certain way so that we can produce and be productive while doing what we're supposed to do on purpose. So finding a way to be creative, and you don't have to have a lot of money to do the things that you want to do. You just got to know how to utilize the resources. So there are people that are out there willing to help you. There are people who are out there that are cheering for you. There are people who are looking for you to make a connection with them so that you all can work together to build something, to do what it is that you all are called to do. But I think sometimes when we don't ask, or we feel afraid, or we just don't know, we sit back and we kind of just let time go by. But in this last quarter, that's not what we're supposed to do. So many great things has happened in 2020, even though we've been in this pandemic season. I've seen so many people doing so many different things.
Amen. Amen. You sound like my second book. I talk about pain, purpose, and position.
Yes.
You know, God will see you through the pain to get you to your purpose. And then you put you in a position where you can be using your God-given talent. I hear you, sister. I'm coming to see you after this pandemic, because we need to do a joint venture workshop on empowerment, inspiration, leadership, and entrepreneurship. And I can't wait to meet you in person so we can drop the mic together like Obama did, for 8 years and teach folks. So let's get into the next question. Tell us about, it seems you're an author. We were talking a little bit offline. Mm-hmm. You have authored 3 books. Tell us a little bit about your new project. What's this new book about?
My new project is called Doing the Work to Become a Better You. I wrote this book as a 30-day journal to help anybody that wants to work on whatever it is that you need to work on. We all have something that we want to grow in. We want to become a better man or a better woman, or just be better in certain areas in life. So I would say maybe a year and a half ago, I started this project, but I got stagnant. I let distractions get in the way of what it is I was supposed to be doing. So as I was writing, I was doing the work, and it took me 30 days for me to get through this process. So I said, okay, God, you're giving me these tools daily of what I need to do or what's been helping me. So I want to write these different days and put this information out to help other people do the work so that you can become a better you, whether it's unforgiveness, whether it's just holding on to things from the past, whether it's doing something, I always say do things in fear. You never know what the outcome is going to be until you do it. So this is a season for us to not be stagnant. And I was stagnant for a long period of time because of distractions. But once you set your mind to what it is you're supposed to do, and you do the work to fix you, because for me, I help other people. So in order for me to help other people and work with other people, I had to be right. My mind had to be right. So if I am not right in the mind, or if I have other things coming up against me, or, I'm not functioning the way that I'm supposed to, then it's hard for me to work with other people. So I wanted to do the work, and I wanted to help other people do the work. So it's a 30-day journal. You read a day, you can journal, you can write on the side, whatever your work is, whatever you want to work on, your relationship, your marriage, you know, better relationship with your kids, you know, just internal personal stuff, better relationship with God. We all have something that we want to work on, or we should work on to get better. It doesn't necessarily mean that anything could be wrong either. We all can grow daily.
I concur with you 100%, my sister. I'm just really, you know, so much wisdom coming from you beyond your years. I tell you, I mean, just so very well talented.
Thank you.
So let's see that book cover. You got the book cover with you? Let's take a
I
look at it.
do. It's me on the front. It's called Doing the Work, Become a
Absolutely.
Better You, 30 days, 30 days help journal.
And how can we get a copy of that book, Dr. Toy?
You can get this copy of this book from my website at www.drtoy, that is TOI.com, or you can buy it on Amazon, but I prefer that you purchase it from me. If you purchase it from me, I'll sign it personally, autograph it, and mail it to you.
I know that's right. Tell them again, sis, you know, don't go to Amazon. We
Yes.
appreciate those Amazon promotions and bestsellers, but you know, again, they get more of the proceeds and you do
Yes.
not get a signed copy. Amen. What kind of, you know, we've had to pivot, Dr. Toy, in this pandemic where we have to do virtual workshops and things of that nature. What kind of virtual events? I see you on a lot of shows, and I'm glad you're on the Dr. Larry White Senior Show today. Amen. What kind of virtual, if we want to catch you speaking, things of that nature, what kind of upcoming virtual workshops do you have coming up?
Well, to be honest, I am scheduled for one, but it has not been confirmed yet. It's later on this month. I'm here with you. Last week, I had the opportunity to be on a virtual workshop with Oprah. The Oprah Winfrey Own Network contacted me and asked me to be on a workshop where we were talking about voting and the importance of it and what we need to do to make sure that we get the vote out, you know, come in November. But really in this last quarter, I think this last quarter for me is kind of going to be a quarter where I kind of just chill out just a little bit. It's getting ready to be the holiday season. Spend some time with my daughter and with my family. But if something was to come up, and if it's meant for me to do, then I would definitely, you know, be participating in it. But I teach college. So, and I do that. I've been doing that for the past 15 years. So I
Oh,
teach
wow.
virtually every Tuesday and Thursday.
That's
Zooming
great.
for at least 8 hours with my students.
Wow, an educator, professor, that's absolutely amazing. My wife is an educator. Educators are, I have a very close, they're very dear to me. You all do things to help our students, our young people grow and be the next Dr. Toy Dennis. So that's pretty awesome.
I
So
love it.
I've got some virtual stuff coming up. I've got a lot of workshops coming up. I would love for you to join in. Some of them are private in my mastermind group and some are public, but we're doing workshops like marketing, branding, your radio and TV show. We're doing the workshops on that. We're doing financial literacy workshops, also wellness for leaders, you know, and I'm rebranding our, can't give the name out today, but I'm rebranding our mastermind group because we now have members. Most of us are in the DC, Maryland area where I'm located, but we have a member in Minnesota, a member in Chicago, a member in LA, a couple in Atlanta, a couple in North Carolina. So we're growing, and I'm gonna send you a link after the broadcast because I would love for you to join our mastermind group. And we do a lot of the things that you're doing, Dr. Toy, and we're small. Our job is to really, my granddaughter's here, but it's okay. That's what happens when you work from home. But I would love for you to consider joining our mastermind group because we have small business initiatives that we try to support each other by buying each other's books and holding workshops. So you'll be hearing from me on that. But before we get you out of here, give us some contact information. So if we need to reach you for speaking engagements, buy your book, give us your, I know you gave us your website, but any other contact information if folks want to reach you.
You can email me at drtrtoi@gmail.com. I can also be reached again at my website at www.drtoy.com. And you can find me on Facebook, Dr. Toy Dennis, on Facebook, or you can find me on Instagram as Dr. Toy. I'm reachable.
I like the way you branded. I tell people, don't have multiple names where you're hard to find on social media. Keep it consistent. So very smart, Dr. Toy. One last question before we get you out of here. And I thank you so much for your time and patience through the technical difficulties. And I can't wait for us to see the replay on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And I think we're connected on LinkedIn. I got to make sure. But what last advice that you would like to give our listening audience? You know, what's some great golden nuggets that you would like to leave our listening audience with?
I just want to encourage everybody to stay encouraged, to stay uplifted, to stay motivated. If there is something that God has put in your heart or on your mind that you're supposed to do, to go out and do it. I know that, you know, COVID is happening, and I know that COVID has changed the way that we move in society, but that doesn't mean that you have to change the way that you're going to move with your purpose. You have to be creative with it, but don't allow that to keep you stagnant. This isn't the season where we're supposed to be stagnant. This is a season where you are supposed to produce, and God has purposely positioned us to be still for a while in certain areas so that we can focus on Him, for one, and then do what it is that we're called to do. So I have seen so many great things happen in so many different people's lives. And I've seen those who were struggling before who have come out even better now through COVID. So I think that, you know, being encouraged, staying encouraged, and utilizing your resources. There are a lot of resources that are out here for COVID that is going on. You're not alone. Anything that in the mind, the spirit is trying to message you. There's so many different people going through suicidal thoughts and depression and those different kind of things. You're not alone. Being in community, I know there's a lot of people who are home by themselves. Reach out to your friends, to your loved ones, whether it's a text message, a phone call, or email. Just be encouraged. We're all going through. Nobody wants to sit at home. I know I didn't. It was horrible in the beginning, but now I enjoy being. I enjoy being here. But just be encouraged. Stay encouraged, and know that you are loved and you are appreciated. And we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this together. And vote. Vote next month. Vote. 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 That's really, really important. We got a lot of tragedy that's going on around us, and our vote is important.
That's right, Dr. Toy. You heard her right here, everybody, on the Dr. Larry White Senior Show. She said, stay encouraged. And I echo the sentiments of that. And you're right. Let's get out there and vote, make our voices heard so we can start 2020 off with, I'm not going to say his name right now, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He needs to get out of office. And we need to, you know, that way we can, you know, because this has been rough, you know, dividing the country, hatred, fear tactics. We know, as you mentioned at the top of the show, fear, false evidence appearing real, right? But I like what you said, and this has been a great interview. You know, my team always tell me, be scared, be uncomfortable, because when you get comfortable, that's when you start relaxing and get stagnated. So I just love this interview. You're absolutely amazing, woman of God. And we are like brothers and sisters, because I'm from Gary, Indiana, the Midwest. You know, I'm only like me, Champaign, Illinois, where you grew up. So a lot of my colleagues went to Urbana, University of Illinois. So shout out to the Fighting I should say.
Yes.
And I grew up, even though I was a Indiana Hoosier fan, a Illini fan, because a lot of folks would go to you know, Champaign and Urbana for school. So I have to shout out to my brothers and sisters that went out there. So thank you so much for blessing me being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for your patience. Yeah, thank you for your patience through the technical difficulties. Okay.
Okay. I'm looking forward to coming back.
Absolutely. We'll have get it. I'm gonna send you a text message for some stuff. I'll get a copy of your book as well. And I thank you, and have a blessed weekend, Dr. Toy Dennis.
You too. Thank you. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.